Hey Takara, we're going to watch a video by Ruari called 10 Years as a Therapist. This is what people regret most.
People's regrets usually highlight what they didn't have the guts to chase or what they wasted time on. Let's see if this therapist's insights are anything new.
I've heard a lot of people's regrets because I'm a therapist and I've been working with people for the last 10 years recovering from all sorts of relationships, and here's some of the ones that stand out the most. One of the big regrets that I see, especially from people that are recovering from abusive relationships, is how much time was wasted or lost staying stuck to somebody that was no good for them. The joy that can come from having the space to breathe, to be their own person, to express themselves freely when they're not in a state of hypervigilance or overwhelm or panic. Like even peace, having your own space, being able to wear the clothes that you like, listen to the music that you like, eat the food that you like, not having to panic about somebody else's reaction or take responsibility for how they might behave. Just simple pleasures in life that were lost because you were trapped in a dynamic that you shouldn't have been in. Regrets like giving up their career, to look after somebody
People
else's
waste
needs,
years on
financing
toxic
somebody else's
relationships,
career,
regretting
financing
lost
hobbies,
freedom and
somebody
simple
else's projects
joys.
because you thought
Once
they could
free,
love, you thought that
they
they could be
realize how
supposed to be
much
in a
they
relationship.
sacrificed for
There's
someone who
so many
wasn't worth
regrets
it.
that center around
Classic.
relationships. Knowledge on safety, reciprocity, what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. And a lot of times people come out of unhealthy relationships and they just want to be in their own. They just want to connect back to themselves, find those parts of themselves that they lost. And then when they're able to re-experience that, there's so much joy that can come, but there's also so much grief for the time that was lost, the relationships, the friendships, the opportunities that they gave up, that younger version of themselves that had to go through that harm. There is so much regret that can be centered on that, but there's also so much room for things that can instill joy, like they can make the rest of the life the best, the
People
rest of
pour
their life
their
the
lives
best
into
of their life.
others thinking
But
it's
that doesn't
love,
undo the
only to
things that
regret
they
it
lost, and I
later.
think that's
Once they
something that we
find
should take
themselves
a second
again,
of.
it's
When you're
bittersweet
looking at a
freedom
relationship or a
regained,
potential
but
partner,
time lost.
how are they going
Hard
to add to
lessons
you
in
in that life?
relationships.
Like, not just in a very selfish place, like what are they going to do for you, but it really should be filling your cup. You really should feel like more of yourself, like your growth is not something that would threaten them, that you're not dimming or making yourself small to be able to accommodate the relationship. And the people that have been in those places will talk about that from a massive place of regret because they've seen the impact and the harm and the time that they wasted because they stayed in that relationship, because they stayed with that person that was never right for them. And that is a massive regret. Sometimes they lose time with friends, they lose time with family members, they miss out on big significant life events, career opportunities. You do not want to be losing certain rites of passages and experiences in your life over the head of being with the wrong partner. That's a non-negotiable.
People regret relationships that stifle their growth. If you're not becoming more of yourself with someone, you're wasting time and opportunities.
To me, regret is a pretty word. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I regret such and such," but actually what they're saying is, "God damn it, I was stupid."
Exactly. Regret is just a fancy way of admitting you didn't think things through. People hate owning their mistakes, so they dress it up as regret.
Well, what I mean also is it's like they know what they're doing at the time and they still decide to do it. So how can you say, "Oh, I regret it"?
People often know what they're doing, but they lie to themselves about the consequences until it's too late. Regret is just the guilt catching up.